Hey, you're watching Riffs TV, and I'm with Torchlight Parade. We're talking about their new album, and if you get a chance to go pick this album up, it's a really, really cool album. They've got a lot of stuff going on when they do live shows and so forth. So, Children of the Night is the name of the album, and there's a lot of really good songs out there that I want them to talk about. So, the one that they're really pushing right now is Frankenstein of Death, I believe. And that was a really cool little video, kind of fun to watch. And you guys want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Hey, good evening. Thanks for having us, Leithal-X, and making us part of the Metal Riffs TV, man. Um, yeah, our new album, Children of the Night, one of our good selections, we picked Frankenstein of Death. And it's just a play on the old Boris Karloff, Frankenstein, and the Universal monsters, so to speak, but it's taken kind of from a different angle and with the lyrics and of course we added some heavy metal in there, so and brought the whole thing to life. But
Heavy metal in there. That's the only
yeah,
way to go. And it kind of fits with the theme too when you think about it. Your whole album is kind of like a from a horror standpoint, right? And there's some songs that kind of go outside of that, but a majority of them do that. Like we got the Howlin'. I'm drawing a blank on that real quick, but the
Alan Wolf.
Howlin' Wolf, yeah. And so that one is kind of a fun one to watch too if you watch the video on that. And the song has got some really good stuff going on in it. How do we come up with the writing of that?
My brother and I, we'll sit down and we'll come up with when it's time to do an album. That's this is our third album, and we wanted to kind of pick what we want the album to be about. And we both just love the monsters, and both working at the funeral home, day in, day out, and that the grind, it's just kind of in our blood. And so it was really fun sitting down and writing all those and collaborating with him. And of course, we both grew up in front of the TV watching all that. So it was fun, and it came together pretty good.
On there that kind of is, I would say, almost kind of like I guess a ballad, I would say, and that's I call her a mausoleum. And that
Yeah,
one kind of goes right along with the theme, which is actually kind of cool.
yeah, I call her Mausoleum. If you listen to the lyrics and follow it, it like tells a story of a guy who he lost his someone really dear to him, and she's dead, and he's grieving to the point of despair, and he said it's just the singing of it, and of course she's in the mausoleum, and he calls her Mausoleum, and he spends his day there mourning. And what's interesting, the Teddy Zigzag, he was on the keyboards on that, and he's all peppered throughout our whole album. And
if you know who he is, he's played with Alice Cooper and Slash, Guns N' Roses, Carole King. He's a legend.
yeah, so yeah, bringing him on board, and he's such a good friend, and so he fit right in there with playing the organ and the piano. He plays the B3, and
Sings backup too.
yeah, backup and the harmonica. He does all kinds of. He's really well seasoned.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, is who was playing the harmonica in that on I'm Not Dead Yet.
That was Teddy. Yeah, I do it live, but I when we went to do it in the studio, I asked Teddy. I said, "Man, I can't do it as good as you. He's the man." And I'll say that. But all I have to do is look him up and listen to him play.
Have you listened to Vampire Night?
I checked that one out too.
So there's a part in there where it goes kill, kill. That's all Teddy doing that too.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of your songs have lots of little hidden things all throughout the lyrics and different things going on, and it makes it really cool. And I can hear a lot of different influences in some of your songs. Like I almost wanted to say the Frankenstein of Death kind of reminds a little bit of a Marilyn Manson, just a little bit, maybe a White Zombie or something, Rob Zombie stuff, just a little bit. And then you kind of go to another end where it's like, oh, that sounds kind of like Cinderella, a little
Oh,
bit.
neat.
So, it's kind of a little bit of there, and I kind of think that it's like this album has something for everybody on it. If somebody was to listen to it, they'd find some song that would become their favorite, I think. Is there one particular song that you guys like to play live?
We play a lot of them live off there. Frankenstein of Death. I always like to play that live, of course, because we have a Frankenstein on stage with us, and then Haddonfield we have a Michael on there. So those are fun because you have the characters up there with you.
And the Howlin' Wolf, we bring up the Wolf Man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Which one do you like to play live the most? Mine's Haddonfield. When we get to Haddonfield and Michael Myers, and I get my groove. It seems whenever that comes on, the night is it's having fun. It's the fun song for me.
Yeah, and so we haven't heard anything from Rattlesnake yet, I think.
Oh yeah, so one of the songs I love to what's that? Oh, yeah, so one of the songs I like to play is songs like "Love Is the Answer." I always like that song for some reason. It's just when I listen to the beginning of that song, I'm like, man, yeah, this was good. But Children of the Night, that album has got a lot of songs. But if I had to say what's my favorite for sure, it's Howlin' Wolf to play. I like Howlin' Wolf. That's my favorite song to play.
Of course, Sammy here, the Rattlesnake, he wrote The Morticians Never Cry off the album too. And
good song too.
Yeah, that's heavy, but he has a lot of inspiration too in writing the songs now, and it's fun. So we're working on a new album now, and songwriting and stuff. So it's all coming together now.
So how does that songwriting process work? Is it like, oh, I'm going to lay down a riff on the guitar, or I'm going to do a beat on the drum?
Come up with a metal riff.
That's right.
Yeah, I always think of that. It's like I've done a little stuff in the past with the recording and stuff, and we laid the drum tracks first, but the people would write them, and it was like two main people that always wrote everything for the whole entire band, and not everybody was there. It was like, okay, you come in, add a drum track to this. Okay, we already kind of wrote it. Do this, and they'll come in and lay it down. So everybody has their own style, is what I'm saying. And we've interviewed people in the past, and we like, well, I'm the only one that writes anything, and I'll just be sitting in somewhere, and it'll go do in my head, and I'll be like, okay, that's the new riff, and then they send it to somebody, and then they actually come down with it. But you guys are all together, which is probably a lot of fun, I would imagine.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say style. Our style would be mortuary metal, and being that I'm an embalmer and that, and our title of our band, Torchlight Parade, is a funeral procession at night, and my brother drives the hearse. All that works in all the music, so that's what you're getting in any of the lyrics and the guitar riffs.
It's what makes you guys probably a little bit different out there too. It's like we're just saying, hey, this is a theme that we do. No, we live this life, And so when we come up with these songs and we're pulling it from a place that we actually live every day, and we see things and we hear things and we have conversations with probably other people to help inspire some of those songs, I would imagine.
And this is our escape.
Your escape, yeah. So, thinking back to some of the songs I was listening to in there, I mean, your drummer's pretty good. I know he's not here with us tonight, but your drummer's actually got a good little thing going on there. I know he's a best friend of one of yours?
Of the Rattlesnake, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Gavin Kraken Martin. We call him the Kraken because his arms are just like some kind of just crazy octopus out there. Loudest drummer I've ever played with. Yeah. Always loud.
If you stand next to him, you can feel the wood chips hitting you.
Yeah.
Well, you got the vibration from the bass over there. But
they went to school of rock together, and that's where they met. And then Sam joined together with him. He wanted to start a project, so it just worked out with all of us. So
That's really cool. And I know that you know, the music you guys put out is something a little bit different than some of the stuff that's out there right now, because you've got a nice flow and a nice mix on that. And I think that what you're doing is actually working well. Um, and I think that if people go out and buy this album, which where can they find this album? It was just released recently, right?
Yeah, there it is right there.
Yeah.
And
And that artwork is really cool too on the cover.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, green.
You waking up in the morning, or
Say that? What's that?
I said, is that you waking up in the morning that you took a snapshot?
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah, no, that's him in the morning.
Yeah.
You can go to Torchlight, iTunes, and download it there in any of those outlets. And you could go to torchlightparade.com, and if you want to buy the actual physical album. But if you want to download any of the songs, they're all on the iTunes and
Spotify.
And
you can hit us up on Facebook, Torchlight Parade, metal band from St. Louis, or Torchlight Parade, www.com. It's all on
TikTok, Torchlight Parade.
Yeah, we're all out there.
Instagram.
It's really cool is that everybody's came back with the vinyl, and the vinyl is just, it's something about getting the vinyl and cracking that open and that smell. And then you got to have a booklet of some kind, like you showed there, where you got to see some additional artwork and stuff. It's kind of, I remember growing up, it was like, let's study these from, forward to back. You take out the sleeves and you look at it, and they'd have all the lyrics and stuff on it. And you do that.
Part.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to be a really good mover for you if they pay attention to the artwork. I'm a person that loves art, so an artwork, the crazier the better. So when I saw that, I was like, that looks really good. And what was the guy's name? Scott Whalen, I think it was, did the artwork for a lot of Dragon stuff back in the day, if I'm not mistaken. I knew somebody that used him for a couple of his album covers. And so, I don't know who did your artwork for you, but that's really nice what you guys put together and so forth. So anything else you guys want to tell the fans, or anything about who you guys are? Is there any upcoming shows they can attend? Any of that kind of stuff?
Well, we just went on a small tour with the Texas Hippie Coalition. But next year we'll do some more traveling. Right now it's our spooky season, and we play a lot of shows around town and over in Illinois, some parades and stuff like that. They have us play. And you were talking about Frankenstein of Death, the video. We rehearsed at a castle, and that video, you notice, we filmed it at the castle, so you can kind of pick up on some of the things in there. Kind of neat.
Yeah, because I was noticing that, and it's like, is that a studio or is that a real set? Because it's kind of hard to
That's
tell.
a friend of ours' house. It's actual castle, and that's his decorations, and we play like his private parties and Halloween parties and stuff. It's actually a full-size castle, and we rehearse there every week too.
I don't know if in the video, Rattlesnake's got a white snake coming down. I don't know if you could see it. Well, there's a guy here in town. He supplies all of Alice Cooper's snakes. So we were going up to him, and he comes over with the snake, and
that's right.
Put it on the video.
Yeah, it was for me. I actually felt comfortable having that snake on me, but I remember that scene specifically in the Frankenstein of Death music video, and it was a big white rat snake, if I'm correct, and I was like, I don't mind the snake being on my body, I could deal with that. I'm a reptile lover and stuff like that.
Yeah, he did good with it.
Yeah, I did. I did my part for the video, so.
Yeah, Daddy didn't.
Yeah, so well, that's kind of cool. I'm a reptile person too, but not a snake person, but any lizard or anything like that, I'm great with. But so anything else you guys want to tell your fans that might be watching this before we
Uh,
go?
if you could pre-order or order the new album Children of the Night, we appreciate it. And just tell all your friends, Torchlight Parade, Mortuary Metal, so
Yeah, and if you happen to be an embalmer or funeral director and you come to the show and you can prove it, we'll let you in free. Yeah, the more the merrier,
I'm going to be putting the link down there so you guys can actually click on that and get to all their music and their videos that they have out there. Take the time to do that. I think you're going to be really impressed with what they have. And I appreciate you guys being here.
Thanks,
And
Leithal-X.
thank you.
Metal
Thank
Riff
you.
rocks,
This
dude.
is Torchlight Parade, and you're watching Metal Riffs.